What's up, fellas? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a career simulation of Jamarr Chase. This guy's an absolute stud. Reminds me a lot of Odell Beckham Jr. And this guy is one of the most electric wide receivers in the league. I figured I'd simulate his career. Hopefully this is an exciting one. On offense, obviously we do have Joe Burrow. They don't have a running back as Joe Mixon has left. Zach Moss has been playing all right in real life, just obviously not Joe Mixon. The Bengals do have one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. T. Higgins here at wide receiver 2. Clemson legend, absolute stud there. He was a major contributor to that Bengals Super Bowl run a couple years back. Offensive line is the worst part of the team. Their overalls don't reflect what they do in real life, I'm not gonna lie. Defensively, we do have a very strong unit. Secondary is young, and we have a lot of potential. With all that out of the way, though, let's see what we can end up doing in this first season. Maybe we can make the playoffs. This AFC North is very competitive, though, and we do end up making the playoffs in a big way here, going 13-4. As the AFC North absolutely lived up to the hype. This is ridiculous. Joe Burrow has a great year. 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns, 5 picks on a 70% completion percentage. Great year from him. Hopefully that reflects on Jamarr. And Jermaine Burton is our leading receiver with 17 touchdowns, 1,100 yards, and 84 receptions. What are we doing here? Jamarr Chase got 99 receptions, 15 more than Burton, but did not put up the same production yards and touchdowns wise. Only 11 touchdowns and 1,100 yards from him. T. Higgins right behind them with 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns. I'm not going to complain. All the boys got 1,000 yards, but there is no world where Jermaine Burton should be getting more yards than Jamarr Chase. Joe Burrow ends up coming 3rd in MVP. He got 5th in Offensive Player of the Year with Jermaine Burton at 9 here. Jermaine Burton unsurprisingly wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Absolutely insane stat line from him. And Jamarr Chase is down here at number 9 for best wide receiver. We are going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars, and hopefully Jamarr can prove why he's the wide receiver 1 here. Jacksonville is going to be starting out with this ball here. They score on their first drive. We can't really get anything going on our second one. I don't know if I like doing the play-by-play commentary. In my last video, it was very bad. I was trying to keep up with the score, and it did not go good. Looks like we're down here 14-21. We tied up 21-21. Going into the 4th quarter, they do score a field goal now. Joe Burrow has 23 seconds to drive down this field and get a field goal, or maybe even a touchdown. If there's any player you want in this position, number 1's probably Patrick Mahomes, but right behind him is Joe Burrow as he steps back and launches immediately out of bounds. 3rd and 3. Evan McPherson is one of the best young kickers in this league. Can we get him into range? Hopefully. Jamarr Chase is on the left side. Joe Burrow steps back, and what a great block there as he finds Jamarr Chase and he breaks the tackle. Going down the sideline, 10-5, touchdown. Oh my goodness, what a play. And Jamarr Chase making himself known immediately in this video. That is exactly what you want to see when you're doing a simulation with a player, is them to make big time plays in big time moments. And with 20 seconds left, Jamarr Chase makes the biggest possible play, breaking a tackle and finding his way into the end zone. McPherson's hopefully going to shoot this one right through, which he does, and it is now 28-24. Hopefully the game winner, and Jamarr Chase, what a way to cement yourself in this video. Going play-by-play here for the Jags last drive. They've got 9 seconds left after the kickoff. What are they going to do? It's a 15-yard penalty on the first play against Trey Hendrickson. We do not like to see that. The next play, pass knocked away by DJ Turner, one of our young cornerbacks, and this is most likely the last play of the game. Can Trevor Lawrence make a miracle happen? And he does not. We win the game 28-24 off a stellar play from Jamarr Chase. Joe Burrow has a very good day. 4 touchdowns. Does throw 2 interceptions, what we don't like to see. 71% completion percentage and 452 yards make up for it, though. Trevor Lawrence right behind him. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Not a bad day from him, all things considered. Just we came out on top in the end. Oh my goodness, Jamarr Chase, have a day. 10 receptions, 221 yards for 3 touchdowns. Absolutely ridiculous play from him. T. Higgins with 8 receptions for 108 and a touchdown. A good day from him too. Just got outshined by Jamarr. In the divisional round, we're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. We're at Arrowhead. Can Joe Burrow still show that it is Burrowhead? They've got 4 overalls on us, but we've done it before. Hopefully we can do it again here and make our way into the AFC Championship game. We are starting the game with the ball here. We do score a field goal on our first drive. The Chiefs are a very good team in Madden, not gonna lie. The Bengals have had their number. Chiefs have had their number the past couple meetups, but hopefully that changes here, as it is 17-7 in this 3rd quarter, 24-17, 31-7 to 17. You see why I don't like doing this live commentary. 31 to 27. The Chiefs are up. We have 34 seconds left. 2nd and 13. Could have gotten in there a little earlier. My apologies. We have no timeouts. 34 seconds left. 2nd and 13 on the Chiefs 40-yard line. These moments are made for Joe Burrow. He's got to prove it here. Steps back, finds a man immediately to the right side. It is knocked out. It's probably the best play there. Burrow now on 3rd and 13. The weight of the team on his shoulders. Steps back. Quick release. Once again finds Jamarr. Oh my goodness. What a start to this video. 2 early game, hopefully winning touchdowns to Jamarr Chase. 26 seconds left in this game. We've seen Patrick Mahomes do it before. They do have 3 timeouts. I'm scared, but Jamarr, what a way to start this video. Oh my goodness. McPherson lining up the extra point. He kicks it, and it is through the uprights. We are up 4 points here with 26 seconds to go. I wish I was totally confident, but that is not the truth. I've realistically got to watch a final 30-second Patrick Mahomes drive. You know what could happen. Patrick Mahomes steps back. He finds a man over the middle. That is Rashee Rice. No, it's not. It's Hollywood Brown. 18 seconds to go. Chiefs use their first timeout. Mahomes is in the backfield alone. Snaps the ball. He is looking. And we've got pressure in the backfield. Hendrickson finds him, and he throws the ball away. Beautiful play there from Trey. 13 seconds to go. We were in this position last game. Hopefully, Pat is not the same man. Comes out in the empty backfield once again. Steps back. Scrambles and finds Hollywood once again. First down. Chiefs call their second timeout. 9 seconds to go, and they're past the 50-yard line. Pacheco is in the backfield with this. He runs a little sneaky route, and that was an interesting play there to Rashee Rice. 2nd and 2, and the Chiefs use their last timeout. 6 seconds to go. Pacheco is in the backfield once again. Patrick Mahomes steps back for maybe the final play of the game, and it will be. They're throwing a Hail Mary. Please, God. Oh, my God. Travis Kelce caught it, but he was out of the back of the end zone. Wow. That was the craziest game I think I've ever seen in my life. 38 to 34 is your final score, and we beat the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Joe Burrow had an incredible performance. 51 attempts, 36 completions, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Patrick Mahomes, on the other hand, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks on 56 attempts. Did have the better completion percentage, but we did come out with the win. And Jamarr Chase gets another last-minute touchdown to seal the game for us. Jermaine Burton emerges as wide receiver 1 this game. 10 receptions, 114 for 3 touchdowns. I'm not going to complain as Jamarr Chase got that last second touchdown. 113 yards from him on 9 receptions. I'm going to be honest, I don't think we've had a better start to a video yet as Jamarr Chase, our main emphasis of this video, gets 2 game-winning touchdowns in back-to-back games. Who are we going to be going up against in this AFC Championship? And it is the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen, another top 5 quarterback in this league. We're going through the gauntlet right now. Hopefully we can take him down and advance into our first Super Bowl. We've got the overall advantage. Hopefully it matters this game, unlike the last one. AFC Championship time. The Bills do start out with the ball. They don't score on their first drive. We score 3 times in a row, and the Bills look like they have no answer here. 21-0 going into halftime. Absolutely ridiculous. 24-0, and the Bills just are getting suffocated right now. 31-13 in the 4th quarter, and this game is going to end 34-20. Beautiful performance from us. The last couple games were nail biters, and this one was just not that at all. Josh Allen is absolutely heartbroken on the sideline. Joe Burrow came out here, got 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception on a 74% completion percentage. Great day from him. 348 yards on top of all that. Josh Allen below him gets 2 touchdowns on 2 picks. Pretty much identical game to Patrick Mahomes last game. Doesn't quite get 56 attempts, but 38 is a lot still. And Mike Gesicki down here got an attempt, which he did complete. Didn't get a single yard though, so that's interesting. T. Higgins comes on top this game. 5 receptions for 96 yards and a touchdown. Pretty solid day from him. Right behind him, we do have Jamarr Chase, 4 receptions, 79 and a touchdown. All the guys got a touchdown, as a matter of fact. I still don't understand why Jermaine Burton is getting the most receptions, though. Fresh off an AFC Championship win, and I'm going to be honest, I think we have faced our hardest competition yet, unless we go up against the Cowboys. In that case, I'm terrified. But we've taken down the 2 gauntlets. Hopefully, the Super Bowl will be no challenge for us. We've got all the momentum in the world, and you have just got to be kidding me. This is the one thing I didn't want to happen, and we meet the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Hopefully I get proven wrong, but the Cowboys are just an insane sim team. This will be the Bengals' first Super Bowl in franchise history. Hopefully we can get it done for the fans and Jamarr Chase's legacy. Cowboys do have a 2 overall increase on us. Their team is absolutely ridiculous in this game, but let's prove the doubters wrong. Dallas is going to be starting this game out with the ball. They score on their first drive. We score right back though. 7-10 in this game. I am absolutely terrified right now. I'm not going to lie. The Cowboys are the best sim game in the league. They are up 28 to 24 in the third quarter, and we drove down once again 35 to 24. We are up in this fourth quarter big time, and we are going to win this game. The Cowboys cannot come back. 35 to 32. They got a last second touchdown there, but it just was not enough. I was not expecting this, and ring Von Bell. Oh my goodness. Wow. We won in the first year of the simulation. This is a great start. Zach Taylor lift that Lombardi trophy, and we are Super Bowl champions. Joe Burrow came out here, saved his best postseason football for the Super Bowl. 83% completion percentage, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. First time he didn't throw an interception in a game the entire postseason run. Dak Prescott right behind him with 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. Doesn't have the same completion percentage, but he does, all things considered, have a very solid game. Receiving wise, and it actually was T. Higgins coming out on top of things. 9 receptions for 137 yards. Didn't get a touchdown to top it all off, but Jermaine Burton. Oh, Jermaine Burton got the squad. 3 touchdowns, 5 receptions, 118 yards. This guy is just, he's going to be incredible. Jamarr Chase right behind him, 8 receptions for 115 and a touchdown. Glad to see he got a touchdown, but it wasn't a game winner. I'm glad it didn't need to be. Getting a Super Bowl in the first season is an amazing feeling, I'm not going to lie. Hopefully we can continue this success. Bengals are a great sim team as well, so it's very possible. Checking out the team heading into year number 2, Jamarr Chase is up to a 95 overall. Mike Gesicki gets superstar. Those are the perks of playing with the top 5 quarterback. Looks like we ended up re-signing T. Higgins as well. It's kind of surprising. I don't know if this is going to happen in real life, but 15 mil a year is not bad at all for a player of his caliber. Speaking of contracts, Jamarr Chase is on the final year of his rookie deal. We're going to see if he does end up getting that new contract. I highly doubt the Bengals let him walk. Defensively, we don't look much different. Von Bell does go down to normal. We should probably be starting Jordan Battle over him at this point, but I'm not going to change that. Secondary looks about the same. Mike Hilton is still here. We got to get DJ Turner some reps soon, guys. Coming off a Super Bowl, I have very high expectations for this season. Hopefully we can live up to them, and Jamarr Chase, I need you to really emerge as that wide receiver 1 and stop splitting your snaps with Jermaine Burton. We do end up making the playoffs, and we get a rematch of last year's wild card going against Trevor Lawrence and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hopefully the result will be the same. Another good year from Joe Burrow. Takes a really big step back in touchdowns. Also gets 4 more interceptions, but still a good season. I'd like to see more touchdowns from him. It's alright. Hopefully it did not tank Jamar's stats, as he gets 120 receptions, 1,200 yards, only 6 touchdowns I don't like. Jermaine Burton and T. Higgins also get 1,000 yards. 2 years in a row where we get 3 wide receivers with 1,000 yards. That is insane. 8 touchdowns for Jermaine and 9 for T. Not bad seasons from them at all. This is great production from wide receiver 2 and 3. Burrow comes 9th in MVP. Burrow also gets 6th in Offensive Player of the Year. Jamarr Chase doesn't rank on any awards, but Juju Smith-Schuster of the Jets does. That's just tragic. Alright, well, if you've been watching my videos, you know that I do not simulate after we win the Super Bowl. If you guys would like to see me change that, I can make some things happen. We do beat the Jags in the wild card round once again, going up against an AFC North opponent in the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers have had the Bengals number for pretty much our entire franchise's history. Hopefully we can change that here and take them down in the playoffs. We end up beating the Steelers, and now we're going up against Burrow's 2020 classmate in Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Looks like Jim Harbaugh has really put a new culture in this team. Hopefully that doesn't matter though, and can we take them down, advance into the Super Bowl? And we do. Now we're up against the San Francisco 49ers. Should have been the Super Bowl a couple years ago, but the Rams snuck by. Can we go back to back? This would be incredible. The 49ers do have a 4 overall increase, and they've got my GOAT, Christian McCaffrey. I miss you so much, man. We are going to start this game kicking off. The 49ers do score a field goal on their first drive. We scored touchdown. I'm very scared for this game. I'm not going to lie. The 49ers are a very talented team. Looks like it does not matter early on in this game. We're up 21-10 in the third quarter. San Francisco does have an incredible defense, though, and they are proving it here. Joe Burrow has a chance with 2 minutes and 33 to get a touchdown, and he does on that one play to Jermaine Burton, 26 yards. San Fran is down 3 as McPherson hits the extra point. Can we keep a hold of this lead? Their offense has not been very productive all night. Hopefully that continues. First play is an incomplete pass from Brock Purdy. 2nd and 10, it's a 6-yard reception to Kittle. 3rd and 4, it's another incomplete pass. 4th and 4, this is for a lot of marbles here. They throw another incomplete pass. Cam Taylor-Britt knocks it away. 2 minutes left. Hopefully we just chew this clock out, and we are going to be Super Bowl champions. Another 6-yard Ross from Zach Moss. -2. It looks like we're not really chewing clock. 49ers use all their timeouts, and here come the kneels. The first one from Joe Burrow, and we pass it for some reason. What are we doing? Why did we pass that ball? We kneel it once again. 4th and 7. We kick a field goal, but now the 49ers do have a chance to win this game. Brock Purdy is not known as a clutch man, and it looks like he's not going to be one here. Von Bell gets a 10-yard sack. He does fight for a 7-yard rush, but that's not going to stop the clock. 11-yard reception to Debo. 4th and 1 here. They get it. 20-yard reception to Ricky Pearsall, and that's not going to be enough, it looks like, as we are Super Bowl champions. 25-31. From having no Super Bowls to being back-to-back champions. What a feeling for these Bengals. Jamarr Chase is a 2-time Super Bowl champion, and the Bengals franchise was a 0 Super Bowl champion only 3 years ago. Joe Burrow coming out here, continuing his clutch Super Bowl performer campaign. 351 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks on an 84% completion percentage is incredible. Brock Purdy didn't have a bad game. 2 touchdowns, 75% completion, 300 yards. Just not the game-changing numbers that Joe Burrow had. Receiving-wise, and Jermaine Burton just took over. 12 receptions for 171 and 2 touchdowns. I should have done a sim on this guy. Jamarr Chase had a very quiet night. Only 5 receptions for 32 yards. Didn't get a touchdown either. Not what you would like to see from your star wideout in the Super Bowl, but his guys behind him had his back. Well, just like that, Jamarr Chase is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Now we're really looking for the individual awards. He has proven that he's a winner. Hopefully he can go down as an all-timer. Going into year number 3 here, and Jamarr Chase is up to a 98 overall. He very realistically could hit this 99 overall as soon as this season, really. The rest of the team around him is absolutely incredible. Jamarr Chase got paid. 4 years, 30 mil a year. This is going to keep this guy happy for at least 4 years. Amarius Mims has developed into the player we drafted in a B. It slides Orlando Brown over to left guard. I don't know how confident I am in that, but it's definitely something. Defensively, we look about the same. Trey Hendrickson does lose that superstar development, and DJ Turner also goes down to normal. We still look very solid. This has been our unit for 2 Super Bowls, like I've said, so hopefully it can continue, and we'll get 3 straight for the first time in NFL history. All there is to do now is sim, and for the first time, it looks like we're gonna get a bye week. Going 12-5, not even our best record yet. Just looks like the AFC was not as good. Still insanely competitive like always, but we did come out on top this time, as Joe Burrow has an insane season. 4,600 yards, 46 touchdowns, 9 picks. Very similar to last year, just did exactly what I wanted in improving touchdowns. Hopefully that inflects on Jamar's numbers. And instead of Jamarr, it's gonna be Jermaine Burton, unfortunately. 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns. Great season from him. Only 84 receptions with those numbers is ridiculous. Jamarr with 102 receptions gets 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns. Obviously, it's a great season from him. Don't get me wrong. It's just Jermaine Burton should not be getting these numbers. Madden Sim is just so bad. T. Higgins right behind them. The first year he doesn't get 1,000 yards this simulation. Still not a bad year for our wide receiver 3. 9 touchdowns, 800 yards on 65 receptions. These seasons are all very realistic if you just switch the numbers around a little bit. If Jermaine had T's season and Jamarr had Jermaine's season, it would make a lot more sense. Joe Burrow gets 2nd in MVP. Jermaine Burton gets 3rd in Offensive Player of the Year. This should be Jamarr Chase, man. This is so stupid. Joe Burrow right behind him at 4. Jermaine Burton wins Best Wide Receiver. I'm not going to say it again, but you know what I want to say. Jamarr Chase does end up ranking here. Gets 5th. Pretty great when you consider he has the best wide receiver in the league apparently on his team. Alright, fellas, we've got the first round bye. Now we've got to see who we take on in this divisional round. Hopefully it's not someone too spicy. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers once again. Hopefully we can ruin their playoff hopes back-to-back years. It's always good to crush a division rival's dreams. Can we do it though? And we can. Now we go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're looking to get revenge for what happened to them only a couple years ago. Jamarr Chase with the game-winning touchdown. Hopefully he can do it again. Super Bowl time. Are we going to be there? Hopefully, man. Patrick Mahomes is a very, very talented player though. Doesn't matter as we're going up against Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Patrick Mahomes should not have been MVP. We have 2 overalls on this Buccaneers team. Looks like they did draft a stud tight end though. Hopefully Jermaine Burton steps up and continues to show why he's the true wide receiver 1. And maybe, just maybe, even Jamarr Chase will do something good. We are going to start this game out with the ball. We're going for our 3rd straight. It's never been done in NFL history, and for a team that had never had a Super Bowl before this game, it would be a great story. We are up 14, never mind, 17, Jesus, dude, every time I talk. 17-24, 24-24 in the 4th quarter, 27-24, we are up, 27-27 in the 4th quarter. The Buccaneers are in a game-winning drive. Baker Mayfield, I've got to watch. I honestly cannot believe that we are about to win our 3rd straight Super Bowl. This is ridiculous, man. Rachaad White is being taken out of the backfield for Baker, and He's dropped back, looking, finds a man over the middle. Never mind. Swatted down by number 43. That is an auto-generated safety. 4th and 11. Everything comes down to this, and Trey Hendrickson gets in the backfield. Absolutely no chance there. What an anticlimactic way to end this game, but I'm not complaining. We just kneel the ball out, and we are officially three-peat champions. First time in NFL history. Jordan Battle does the ring me animation 2 years in a row. Oh my goodness, we have done it, and blonde Joe Burrow was the answer all along. Joe Burrow attempted 50 passes in this game for 389 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception. Completed about 72% of those passes. Not a bad day from him. Joe Burrow did outplay him in my opinion. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 42 attempts for a 66% completion percentage. Didn't come out on top, but he tried. Trey Hendrickson just had different morals. Jamarr Chase finally is our wide receiver 1. Didn't really put up big stats last year, but this will make up for it. 124 and 2 touchdowns on 11 receptions. Did drop a ball, but I'm not going to complain. We did win. Mike Gesicki had a generational game here too. Good Lord. All right, fellas, fresh off our 3rd Super Bowl win. I can't even believe I'm saying those words out of my mouth. This is undoubtedly the greatest simulation I've ever done so far. We're just gonna get right into the next season. Hopefully we can replicate the same success we've had. I just need Jamarr Chase to start getting some individual numbers. Jermaine Burton is playing like an absolute stud. Going into year number 4 here, and Jamarr Chase is officially a 99 overall. Guy is absolutely incredible. Developed into exactly the player I thought he was gonna be. His stats are unreal. He is the number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. If I was to guess, number 1 is probably his LSU alumni brother, Justin Jefferson. Kind of crazy to see what that 2020 LSU team has become. Right behind Jamarr, we do have Jermaine Burton, who's gone up to a superstar. Looks like he is hunting down T. Higgins' wide receiver 2 spot, and I wouldn't doubt that he's going to take it this year. Defensively, and Chris Jenkins has kind of come out of nowhere, becoming a superstar. The new anchor to this defensive line is Trey Hendrickson lost his. It's exactly what we needed. Out one door and a new one. Our secondary is not bad at all. We lost DJ Turner. We did replace him with Kader Kohu. He's alright. Not the best player for the Dolphins, but he's about DJ Turner, so if these past seasons with this pretty much same core have shown us anything, I don't think there's anything stopping us from four-peating. Pretty bold statement there. Hopefully we can back it up. Jamarr Chase, I need you to have a good season here, man. We do make the playoffs once again here, going 11-6. Facing up against the Buffalo Bills. We have seen them earlier in this video. We took them down. Hopefully we can do the same here. Stat-wise, Joe Burrow does take a little bit of a step back. Only throws 5 interceptions to 40 touchdowns. Incredible. You really cannot complain about anything this guy has done. Throws such a low amount of interceptions. It's just ridiculous. Incredibly efficient football player. Receiving wise, Jamarr Chase is the only 1,000-yard receiver for the first time. 1,200 yards for him on 103 receptions. Got 9 touchdowns, but right below him, we do see Jermaine Burton with 14. Only got 900 yards, but that probably has something to do with the 64 receptions. I wouldn't doubt that Jamarr complained a little bit. Joe Burrow 9th in MVP. Burrow also comes 8th for Offensive Player of the Year. Jermaine Burton actually gets higher on best wide receiver than Jamarr Chase. This man is just, he's taking over. This is crazy. Hopefully another year of postseason dominance. After a three-peat, you know the target on our head is bigger than anyone else's. Can we take down the Buffalo Bills in this wild card game? And we do. Now we're going up against the New England Patriots. They've got Drake May, who is probably my favorite college football player of all time. He was incredible at UNC. Unfortunately, though, we've got to shatter those dreams. Hopefully we can. Are we going to be going to this AFC Championship? And we are. Facing the Kansas City Chiefs, this is a bitter rivalry. Hopefully we can take them down. We are in Paycor Stadium, not Burrowhead. I don't know which one I'd be more confident in. Hopefully the true home field advantage is the one that matters, and we can four-peat. Can we make it into our 4th Super Bowl? And we do. 4 Super Bowl appearances in 4 years, and the Bengals are taking over the NFL. This is ridiculous. We do have the overall advantage on the Eagles, but it's not that much, and these are both 2 incredibly powerful teams. This is going to be a great one. We are starting out with this ball. I do like how we've played a different team in every Super Bowl. The Eagles are absolutely coming out swinging here. Not trying to end up like the last 3 teams. They are up 31-14 in the 3rd quarter. We need to make a comeback, and I don't know if we're going to be able to. We do! What the hell just happened? Jalen Hurts threw a pick 6 to Jose Kindley. And oh my goodness, we are up in this game after being down by multiple possessions only literally minutes ago. We're just going to go play by play. The Eagles are on offense. 7-yard rush from Jalen Hurts. 7-yard reception to A.J. Brown right after that. There is 2 minutes and 30 seconds left as Sheldon Zimmerman, our cornerback 3, gets a penalty to get them an automatic first down. They are only down by 1 point, so a field goal would bring them up. Logan Wilson knocks the ball away here on makes it 2nd and down. 3rd down. It's a Saquon Barkley reception for 0 yards. 3rd and 10. This is a massive play in this ball game, and they get it. Oh my goodness. They score a touchdown. We do have 2 minutes to go. Can Joe Burrow lead a legacy drive for his 4th straight Super Bowl? Joe Burrow has been in this situation before. 3-time Super Bowl champion at this point, and he's going to find Jamarr Chase, who breaks the tackle and almost gets up to the first down. The Bengals do have 3 timeouts there, and they are utilizing the 2-minute warning. Very, very helpful for them to have that extra 2 seconds. Joe Burrow on 2nd and 10 drops back. They're running a screen pass to the left side, and that man gets pancaked. Can he get out of bounds? He does. 1st and 10, and we don't have to waste a timeout. We need to get down this field fast, though. We are down 7 points. Joe Burrow stepping back once again, finds Jermaine Burton quickly, only gets a gain of 5 yards. Joe Burrow is not having the similar games he's had in the past. 2 interceptions on the day, not very good from him. We're stepping back. Joe Burrow finds a man on the left side once again. Mike Gesicki gets out of bounds. We don't have to waste a timeout. Still have 3 of them. 1:30 to go. We are driving down this field pretty good right now, and we have not used a single timeout. Joe Burrow in an empty backfield steps back, finds T. Higgins. Very interesting pass there. It's gonna waste a little bit of time, and we do have to waste a timeout. Gets a gain of 6 yards. I don't know if that was the smartest play call there. 1:30 to go. We do have Mike Gesicki in motion to the left side, and we're gonna find Jamarr Chase over the middle. Oh, once again, that's gonna waste another timeout though. Only have 1 left in this game. Joe Burrow is gonna step back once again. There's pressure in the backfield. He finds Gesicki once again. That's gonna waste. Oh, and the Eagles call a timeout. What in the world? Oh, it was an injury timeout. I was about to say that is insanely clutch for us at this point in the game, as Gesicki was not able to get out of bounds. We're going to switch up the offense here. Everyone is changing their position. Jamarr Chase and Jermaine Burton both on the right side of the field. He's going to bring Jamarr back in motion. And this is a very interesting play. They're going to find Jamarr. Never mind. Throws it at his feet. 3rd and 6. That was very interesting. It was going to be a waste of time anyway. Coming out in an empty backfield once again, Joe Burrow has to make a big play here. He gets both of his offensive linemen got bull rushed, and he throws it into the dirt. Why are we running halfback screens with 1:20 to go in the Super Bowl? Down 7. Don't ask me. I don't know, man. Zach Taylor's doing his thing. We've got Jermaine Burton and Jamarr Chase both on the left side of the field. Mike Gesicki in motion to the right, and we're going to find Mike Gesicki over the middle. He drops it, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Oh my God. We just lost this game like that. Mike Gesicki just dropped. Oh my God. Wow. Well, we're not going to four-peat, unfortunately. That's a pretty insane statement to say. We should have won this game, I'm not going to lie. The Eagles ended up just chewing the clock out. QB kneels, and we lose 42-35. Tragic. Seti Deuce is going to get ringed, and I just don't like to see that at all. Saquon deserves his ring. It should have been us, though. This is a virtual game. We already saw Joe Burrow's stats, but they were not good. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. Did still throw a 78% completion percentage, but I doubt if he threw those 2 picks, we would have lost this game. Jalen Hurts outplayed him. 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. 71% completion percentage. This is the game we needed. Just didn't quite get it. I'm not going to complain, though. We did get 3 straight Super Bowls. Joe Burrow can't be perfect every time. Jamarr Chase was the game's leading wide receiver. 14 receptions, 122 yards. Didn't get a touchdown, though, and that sucks. T. Higgins, 6 receptions for 104 and a touchdown. Jermaine Burton right behind him, 6 for 102 and 2. This guy has emerged as just a crazy player. Can't win 4 straight Super Bowls. That sucks to see. We really had a chance there, but Mike Gesicki sold us, man. This is tragic. Heading into year number 5, and Jermaine Burton has taken the wide receiver 2 from T. Despite being a lower overall, T is playing up to an 89, but still, that's crazy. Jamar stays at a 99 overall, and Joe Burrow has joined him. This offense is absolutely ridiculous, and we're looking to get revenge on the NFL after what happened to us last season. I know this offensive line does not look very good whatsoever, and I do not have an argument for that whatsoever. But hopefully, Amarius Mims will be enough to carry the entire offensive line to glory. Defensively, we look about the same, but we did pick up former Steeler Devin Bush. Hopefully, he plays like he did his rookie season for us, though. Lindell Farrow does go up to superstar. You love to see that. We are coming off a loss for the first time this entire simulation. Hopefully, we can go out and get revenge. The offense is probably the best it's been so far. The only thing that's really lacking is the offensive line. Defense is looking very good too. This team is scary. We do make the playoffs once again, going up against the Chiefs once again. We took them down in the AFC Championship last year. They're looking for revenge for that, but we're looking for revenge for the Super Bowl. Look at the bottom right of my screen right now. Joe Burrow puts up an incredible season. 4,800 yards, 41 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. This is ridiculous. And you already saw it, but Jamarr Chase, oh my goodness. 1,600 yards, 12 touchdowns on 127 receptions. T. Higgins right behind him gets his career revitalization. 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Been pretty quiet the last couple years. This is amazing to see. And Jermaine Burton right beneath them still has a great season. Don't get me wrong. I'm just glad he's not stealing everything from Jamarr. 993 and 9 touchdowns. Pretty great season from him too. Anthony Richardson is your 2028 MVP. I do have a career simulation of him on the channel if y'all would like to check that out. Joe Burrow, I don't understand how he only came in 4th. 41 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions is a ridiculous stat line. These guys must have just been crazy. A-Rich wins Offensive Player of the Year as well. Jamarr Chase is down at 6th. This is kind of crazy to me after he was the leading wide receiver by at least 300 yards. He didn't even win Best Wide Receiver. That goes to Rashee Rice of the Bills. Are you kidding me right now, bro? What are we talking about? This simulation has not been much about the individual numbers, but instead the team success. So hopefully we can continue that train. Taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, can we take them down? And we can. Going up against the Los Angeles Chargers. Once again, can Joe Burrow take down his former 2020 classmate? I haven't really seen Herbo do much, but he's gotten himself to the playoffs with a 13-4 record. Hopefully we can ruin his season. And we do. This is a great feeling here. Going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars in the championship game. We've gone up against every single one of these teams in the playoffs before, and we've taken them all down once before. Hopefully that trend continues. All right, well, we're going to the Super Bowl, fellas. Hopefully, at least. Taking on the Jags. Can T-Law break our hearts, or will we break his? And we break his. Our 5th straight season as AFC champions. Are you kidding me? What in the world is going on right now? Going up against the Los Angeles Rams. Can we get revenge for what happened in real life? We've been to 4 Super Bowls before. This is just another obstacle in our way of domination. We are starting out with the ball. Last year that did not help us, but we do score on our first drive this time. Rams strike right back. It is 7-7. Their kicker, it looks very interesting. I'm not going to lie. We are up. Never mind. The Rams are up going into halftime. 21-17. This is not looking good. Very competitive game here. 2 minutes left, and we're going a little too fast here. 3-yard rush by Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is a Super Bowl team starting running back. Wow. What timeline have I reached? They're running the clock out on us. I'm not going to lie. I think they're just going for a field goal, and they do. Joe Burrow has 56 seconds left and 0 timeouts. We need an absolute miracle here. These all-white unis, we're stepping out onto the field. We are praying that this is not going to be a repeat of last Super Bowl. I'm not going to lie, it looks very similar. Hopefully, they do not have a dominant D lineman. And oh my goodness, that's an even worse way to start this drive. And it's going to be a pick 6. Are you kidding me? Joe, what in the world, man? What was that? Why? Trying to find Jermaine Burton on a crossing route, and it's just not there at all. Unfortunately, the lead became too much as Joe Burrow came out here. He stunk it up, I'm not gonna lie. That final play was just abysmal. That was terrible. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks on 344 yards. He's really taken a step back in these big games the past 2 years. We do not like to see this. Cade McAllister of the Rams with 250 on a 75% completion percentage. Does get 1 touchdown, throws an interception as well. Not a good day from him at all, but we just couldn't capitalize, unfortunately. I knew that the Rams had Brandon Ayuk, but they have Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. What in the world is going on? This is the most insane team I've ever seen. They have just got 2 snakes. They stole the 49ers' future and made it their own. Kept Puka Nacua somehow. This is the greatest wide receiver core I've ever seen in my life. Jamar Chase still somehow comes out on top receiving wise. 6 receptions for 109 and a touchdown. We had no chance. I did not know that they had Deebo too. Like, what is going on? Joe Burrow did not shine in Los Angeles. Who are we lying to? 65% completion percentage with 2 interceptions is not good, man. Those 2 touchdowns do not offset that. All right, well, I'm just complaining. Come off 2 straight Super Bowl losses. That is not the same feeling as 3 straight Super Bowl wins. I can tell you that much right now. Heading into year number 6, and we finally upgrade on our biggest need, offensive line, and struck gold in the draft, literally. Superstar development Tony Garfield. Also picked up a stud tackle to secure this edge. Jordan Mailata and Amarius Mims is going to be a dangerous duo. And developed a random running back into an 87 overall, so that's always nice. Defensively, we look about the same, but our first round pick last year was a superstar as well. The Bengals are drafting amazing. We do have Jordan Battle, who's injured below him, but it looks like we're playing him at cornerback 3, so this is just incredible. Chris Jenkins goes up to X Factor as well. Trey Hendrickson does leave us, unfortunately, but this is looking great. This team is better than ever before. I don't know how that's possible. We have got a real chance of winning the AFC for the 6th year in a row. Let's see if it comes true, fellas. Hopefully, this is not just wishful thinking, and we actually do. Simulating to the playoffs. Is it any surprise at this point? Making the playoffs for the 6th year in a row. We're going up against the Buffalo Bills. We're only 9-8, but they did get Rashee Rice from the Chiefs, so they're always dangerous. Joe Burrow takes a step back. Still not a bad year at all. Only 6 interceptions. Once again, throws less than 10. I believe it's been less than 10 this whole simulation. This is incredible. 37 touchdowns, 4,300 yards on a 73% completion percentage. Nothing to complain about here. Receiving wise, and it looks like Jamarr Chase has finally solidified his wide receiver 1 spot. 1,300 yards, 14 touchdowns on 118 receptions. Great season from him. Right behind him, we do have T. Higgins with 74 receptions. Gets 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns. Glad to see he's back at wide receiver 2. I don't know why I've been hating on Jermaine Burton this whole video. It's just the fact he's been taking touches away from Jamarr Chase. Steps it back from last year, but he was injured for 2 games, so it does make sense. 6 touchdowns for him on 765 yards. Not a bad year at all for missing 2 games. Joe Burrow comes in 9th for MVP. And Jamarr Chase gets 2nd for Offensive Player of the Year. Oh my God. If we didn't give it to the MVP every year, he would have gotten it. This is just stupid. He finally gets his best wide receiver, though. Been waiting for this one. Fresh off our first year with a Jamarr win, hopefully we can make light work of the Bills here and take them out in the wild card round. Unfortunately, we lose to the Bills here. That is embarrassing. 16-34 as a 2nd seed is, like I said, very embarrassing. Hey, Drake May got the 1st seed, though. Let's go, UNC. First year we don't make it out of the AFC this whole sim. Kind of sucks to see, but it does happen. Hopefully, we can continue our reign of dominance next year, but this year was just not that one. Heading into year number 7 here, and Jamarr Chase and Joe Burrow both regress. Jamarr only down 1 overall, but the fact he lost 2 speed after winning best wide receiver of the year, I just can't believe it. He is the undisputed best wide receiver in the league. I just don't understand why Madden takes speed away so often. He did sign a fresh contract extension worth 40 mil a year after 2030. This is ridiculous. Dude is getting paid like a quarterback and he deserves it. Actually, I really don't know if he does. He hasn't really won any awards. We are 3-time Super Bowl champions, but I mean, other than that, it is a team game, so I guess. T. Higgins down to an 85 overall. This is very sad to see. Jermaine Burton regresses down to star development. Still an 88 overall. Still a great player. I don't know why he lost superstar. He didn't really have a bad season last year. He missed 2 games. Defensively, we look about the same. Geno Stone has been steadily regressing every year. We've got some different timelines here. Chris Jenkins is an absolute stud. 92 X factor. I'm glad we saw this guy emerge. We needed a defensive anchor, and him and Linnell are just exactly that. Hopefully, we can get revenge for last season. We are coming for the Bills. That is the one team that I know that we must defeat this year. And oh my goodness, we missed the playoffs. This is one of our best teams in years, and we somehow missed the playoffs. I need to see the stats. Anthony Richardson leading the league in everything. Go check out my last video. Joe Burrow throws 16 interceptions. More than 10 for the first time in his entire tenure of this simulation. Not what we want to see here. He's getting older. The decision making should not be getting worse. 36 touchdowns, 4,300 yards. Not a terrible season, but you would expect more from this man. Oh my goodness. Never mind. Jamarr Chase had 1,400 yards and 18 touchdowns. I am not mad at you, Joe Burrow. If he didn't win Offensive Player of the Year last year, he should win it this year. This game's busted though. Anthony Richardson's probably going to win it at the end of the day. Behind him, we do have Jermaine Burton, 990 yards and 7 touchdowns. Only played in 6 16 games. Injuries are starting to become a little bit of a concern, but only missing 1 and 2 games, not really that big of a deal. T. Higgins, 884 yards, 5 touchdowns on 75 receptions. Not a bad year from him. These guys are all absolute studs, and he unfortunately snakes it from Jamarr Chase. He wouldn't have won it anyway, because apparently Trevor Lawrence is getting Offensive Player of the Year votes. Comes in 3rd place, ahead of Josh Downs. Jamarr put up a great season. I don't understand. Jamarr does win Best Wide Receiver, 2nd time in 2 years. All right, well, this is the first year we missed the playoffs. The best year of Jamar's career, so I don't know if that says anything, but definitely says that this team needs to improve if we want a chance next year. Oh, no. Oh no, Joe Burrow is gone. We're cooked. Alex Valos, a rookie out of Texas A&M, is about to lead us into this season. I'm heartbroken, man. Joe, what have you done, brother? Why have you done this to us, man? I am gonna see where Joe Burrow went in a second, but Jamarr Chase is down to a 97 overall, regresses another 1 overall. I'm not gonna complain if he continues to regress at this rate for the rest of his career. He'll still be a great player by the time he's 40. Jermaine Burton down to an 85. He is regressing terribly. T. Higgins down to a 79 overall normal. This is probably his last season in the NFL. We have had a crazy fall off. Oh my goodness. Defensively, in that safety we drafted a couple years ago is our cornerback 1 now. Geno Stone and Jordan Battle both go down to normal. We are so cooked. Oh my gosh. Lindell even goes down to star. Joe Burrow left us to join the Washington Commanders, taking over for Jaden Daniels. This guy's a 99 overall X Factor. He will be missed severely. Wearing number 19 for the Commanders is pretty interesting. God save our souls. Normally when I say I'm not excited about a season, they go well, but this season is definitely not. It's not gonna happen. We are gonna be terrible. Doesn't really come as much of a surprise, but we missed the playoffs, going 7-10. In this second half of Jamar's career, he is going to have to overcome some major adversity here. Alex Avalos has a worse version of Joe Burrow's last year. 36 touchdowns, 20 picks, 4,200 yards. I mean, it's not a bad rookie season. He broke the passing touchdowns record, but like 20 interceptions is just not going to get it done. Receiving wise, and an almost fully deteriorated T. Higgins, who missed a game, is our leading wide receiver. 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. I guess we wanted to send him out with a farewell tour. Jermaine Burton with 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. You might be wondering, where's Jamarr Chase? Well, I mean, he's obviously right below them, but he does have 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Him being the 3rd wide receiver on this team is just, this should never happen. Especially when we're talking about a decrepit T. Higgins. Why? Joe Burrow comes 2nd in MVP after leaving us for the Commanders. I'm gonna do some terrible things to myself. T. Higgins got 9th in Offensive Player of the Year. Got 5th in Best Receiver, and Jermaine got 7th. Jamarr Chase is not even on the list. Hey, at least Alex Avalos won Rookie of the Year. Hopefully next season we can step it up. We need a real quarterback, and I don't know if Alex Avalos is that guy. Heading into year number 9 now, I want to say. Jamarr Chase has officially lost his X Factor development down to a 94 superstar, and Jermaine Burton has left us. Alex Avalos makes an insane jump, by the way, up 10 overalls. He legitimately could be our QB1 now. Looking at Jamarr Chase's regression though, and oh my goodness, it's 3 total slides of just regression. That is not good. Lost 32 total points and went down to superstar. We're in the dark ages, fellas. Defensively, we look about the same. We're gonna need this defensive line to carry us. All right, well, Alex is up to an 81 overall, so I think we do have a chance of making the playoffs. I just don't know how high it is, and never mind, it is even worse than last year. How is this possible? Alex Avalos doesn't have a bad season, actually. 34 touchdowns, 13 interceptions on 4,000 yards. Not bad. It's just not what we're used to with Joe Burrow. I'd also like him to cut down on those interceptions, but he did cut down 7 from last year. Becoming a smarter player already, so hopefully that continues into his 3rd season. Jamarr Chase gets 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 82 receptions. Great season from him. I'm not going to ignore these 9 touchdowns that were stolen by Steven Westbrook. Joe Burrow had a one-and-done stint with the Commanders and has jumped once again to the Titans. This guy is just going to every team to enforce his reign of dominance. Jamarr Chase comes in 7th for Offensive Player of the Year. Jamarr Chase comes in 2nd for Best Wide Receiver, and the sim god Josh Downs takes it from him. This man is just absurd. If you play Madden, you know. Jamarr Chase is already the leading Bengals receiver in every single statistic possible. I'm not surprised. Joe Burrow Burrow should still be on the team, is also the leader in every statistic possible. This is very sad to see. This duo could have been so great for so much longer. Jamarr Chase already down to a 94 superstar. The regression's only going to get worse from here. Hopefully we can bring him some more success before he leaves this league, but he's already had a great career. Started it out winning 3 straight Super Bowls. Looking at the team after a 3-14 season, this does not look like a 3-14 team to me. We do have potential to be a good team. We didn't put it together last year. Hopefully we can this year. Jamarr Chase is down to a 91 overall, 33 years old. This is the last year on his contract. He can find a new home after this one, and if I was him, I definitely would. He has no ties here. Joe Burrow's gone. Apparently he gained X Factor last year and then lost it the same week. It's a great example of how great this game really is. Lost 33 total points of regression. We're gonna need him to win Offensive Player of the Year soon if he wants to win it at all. Defensively, we look about the same. Secondary is still severely lacking. Chris Jenkins goes down to superstar. Our window, I feel like it's closed. I'm not gonna lie. Into 2033. Hopefully, we can make the playoffs. I believe that this team has potential to get there. We just cannot play like we did last year. And we actually live up to the team I thought we could be last year. Going 10-7, but we do face up against the Indianapolis Colts, and they are a sim titan. Alex Avalos has really become a quarterback I didn't think he could. 4,400 yards, 34 touchdowns, 8 picks. I severely underestimated this guy. I'm sorry, man. 110 receptions, 1,400 yards, 12 touchdowns. Not his best season to date, but it's still a very good one. Steven Westbrook gets 943 and 10. He is the wide receiver 2. It makes sense. And the wide receiver 3 is not getting absurd numbers. I really have nothing to complain about this season. It makes sense. Justin Jefferson left the Vikings to go to the Dolphins. It'd be really cool to see the former LSU teammates team up after Jamar's contract ends at the end of the season. He did get 9th in Offensive Player of the Year. That Dolphins idea sounds very nice. I don't know how likely it is, but their playbook is very good for 2 wide receivers. That's all I'll say. Our first playoff game in years. Can Alex Avalo lead us past the Colts? Our first playoff game without Joe Burrow, and we can't, unfortunately. Alex is too young. In his first ever playoff game, can't get it done, but at least he has the experience, and going into next year, Jamarr may regress a lot, but I actually am confident in Alex now. This is not what I wanted to see. Jamarr Chase lost his superstar dev. Alex is a solid quarterback, but he does not have the superstar target I was thinking he was going to have. Minus 26 total points of regression. It seems like a lot more. He is an 88 overall, and unfortunately, this means that he did stay with the Bengals. Signed a 2-year contract with 26 per year. Good for you, man. Let's go, Bengals Nation. Defensively, Chris Jenkins regains his X Factor, and we drafted him. A prodigy. Witherspoon is a superstar. I saw that we drafted him last year. Didn't really bring any attention to him because I didn't think he was important, but looks like he's become that guy. Up to an 86 in only year 2. This defense looks pretty good. I'm actually excited for this season. We've rebuilt very fast. This Bengals front office is very smart. Let's get into the playoffs. See how smart the Bengals front office really is. It looks like they had a great offseason on paper, and unfortunately we take a step back. Have the reverse of our record last season, going 7-10. Jamarr Chase, it did not matter to him. Unfortunately, the Denver wide receiver is in our conference, so he's probably going to get Offensive Player of the Year. Best season of his career, though. That's beautiful. Alex Avalos has another really solid season. 33 touchdowns, only 10 interceptions, 4,200 yards, 67% completion percentage. We would like him to work on that. He does look like a solid quarterback. We already saw it, but it looks even sweeter on this screen. 1,400 yards, 16 touchdowns on 90 receptions. Lowest overall of the simulation yet. Has one of the best seasons of his career, though. Behind him, Kalen Woodson gets 948 and 4, and Brian Mobley gets 866 and 5. Are you kidding me? Joe Burrow, why? Joe Burrow went to the Bills. One of the best playbooks in the game for quarterbacks, and he just destroys. Wins an MVP. Something he never did for us. Jamarr Chase comes 5th for Offensive Player of the Year, and that Broncos wide receiver I was talking about wins it. Jamarr Chase didn't even come 2nd. Paul Fisher was ahead of him. I just don't understand, bro. He had the 2nd most yards in the league and 16 touchdowns. How is this possible? Another season in the wash. Hopefully next year won't be the same, but Jamarr is getting old. Next year's going to be his last on the contract. He's getting to the point in his career where there's really no point in leaving. He doesn't really have the talent that he could have brought to another team. Might as well just finish it out as a Bengals lifer. Alex Avalos is up to a 90 overall here. I'm very surprised by his development. He's become a very solid quarterback. Honestly, he should be a superstar dev by this point. The Bengals do have a future. That's good to see. Unfortunately, Jamarr Chase's window will not line up with it though, as he is an 86 overall, steadily regressing every year. He is 35 years old. This honestly might be his last year in the NFL. He did once again gain a dev and lose it in the same week. That is so stupid. The offense around him isn't really that good. We do have a good offensive line. Just for the first time, we have a good offensive line and bad playmakers. Defensively, and Witherspoon went up to an X factor. Chris Jenkins went all the way down to star, but this guy is the future. I don't know whether to be excited or scared for this season. Alex is officially a 90, so he should be able to lead us to the playoffs. Madden Sim is very, very interesting though. And this is not what I wanted. Unfortunately, we go 5-12, missing the playoffs once again. The year we made it must have been a fluke. Alex Avalos takes a step back. 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4,400 yards. Definitely not a terrible season. Just from a 90 overall, we would really be expecting more. Receiving wise, 35-year-old Jamarr Chase putting up 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, 103 receptions. Behind him, Brian Mobley with 87, 1,109. For the first time, a tight end is the third-ranked receiver. 791 yards for 3 touchdowns. Gets it above Nate Richardson. That's a bad look for you, man. Joe Burrow actually decided to stay with the Bills. Wasn't as successful this year. Got 8th in MVP. Jamarr came 10th for best wide receiver behind his teammate Brian Mobley, who I feel like he definitely had a better season than. I don't really understand this one. I'm honestly surprised Jamarr came back for another season. Down to an 83 overall normal. He is a 36-year-old man. Insane regression. 28 total points. This should be the last season. I thought last season was going to be the last season, but it wasn't the last season. Defensively, we've got triplets here. I don't really know what to do. This team is very interesting. Chris Jenkins did unfortunately retire. Yeah, we might be cooked. I don't know why he came back, dude. What are we doing? All right, we're just going to sim this season. Hopefully this season does not break Jamar's streak of his entire career of 1,000 yards. I'm going to be very disappointed if he came back for another year just to ruin it. We did not make the playoffs, unfortunately. 8-9. Alex Avalos just... I don't even want to go over this season. We're just going to ignore that in total. Jamarr Chase made the right decision coming back. Gets 1,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, 71 receptions. I should have never doubted you, man. All right, I'm not going to lie. It's been a couple days, but we are back. And Jamarr Chase has actually decided to come back for another year. This man is 37 years old, down to a 78 overall. I don't know what he's doing. I guess he's going for the Jerry Rice records. The team around Jamarr in what is almost guaranteed his final season. I've said that the past 2 years, but that doesn't matter. We don't have a center. I don't know what's going on there. We don't really have the best receivers around Jamarr, but it's just going to inflate his stats. So, Alex Avalos, I need you to step up, man. You got to play like a real QB1. Defensively, Witherspoon is still an absolute stud. Also got Harvin here. The defense is not bad. If anything, our offense is going to be holding us back. The triplets are, they're still united. All we can do is simulate to the playoffs in what should be Jamar's final season. I'm not wishing retirement on him, but I just don't know how much longer he can be as productive as he has been. Oh, it looks like we don't make the playoffs once again. Jamarr, please tell me you got 1,000 yards at least, man. Alex Avalos comes out here, has a pretty efficient season. 4,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. 65% completion percentage, not bad. Just not the elite numbers that can win us a Super Bowl. Jamarr Chase barely slips by 1,000 yards. 67 receptions, 1,044, and 10 touchdowns. Niles Johnson actually led over him. 3-year man out of Auburn. 101 receptions, 1,048, and 7 touchdowns. Jamarr had a better season on only 67 receptions. It's good to see. It's a good way to go out if he does end up retiring. Jamarr actually didn't end up ranking for any awards, but just in case this is his last season, I'm just going to go ahead and show you all the all-time stats for the Bengals. Jamarr does lead in every single receiving category. Guy was an absolute demon during his time here. Jermaine Burton did steal some of his rookie records, but he did stay strong with that receiving yards. He holds every single individual season stat as well, and has receiving receiving yards and receptions in a game. He also is the greatest wide receiver of all time. Compared to everyone else, he is the 4th greatest player of all time. Our most recent career sim, other than this one, Anthony Richardson, he is the greatest of all time. Is this going to be Jamar's final season? Like I said, Jamarr did have at least 1,000 yards for every single season of his career. Almost 10 touchdowns too. Couldn't quite get it, but this is just an insane career. I'm not going to lie. Absolutely lived up to the hype of the next OBJ. 2029 best wide receiver, 2030 best wide receiver. Never got the offensive player of the year, unfortunately. In real life, he did get that offensive rookie of the year. And Jamarr Chase is going to call it a career after 17 years in the NFL. Came in with a new decade, 2020. Almost got to 2040. Not quite, but I'm not complaining. Ended it out with a 1,000-yard season, and he started it out with a 1,000-yard season. If y'all enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you check out my other career simulations on the channel. Got a couple more. You know, I've talked about them in this video a little bit, but yeah. Peace.